Hello friends, it's me Amy. I'm here to talk to you about why I've decided to do digital marketing. It goes back to basically me being a very hard worker and a faithful person. If I'm honest with you, I've not had an easy life. Had to retire on disability very early, and that was unexpected. So I've been on a limited income for a while now. But if we go all the way back through all the hard things and the hard times that I've been through, one thing I have always been is faithful, a faithful, hard working, committed person, no matter what. No matter who was in my life, no matter who wasn't in my life. I've always had that work ethic, and I think I got it from my dad. My mom was a hard worker as well. She worked 3 jobs to raise me and my sister so that we could have all the latest fashions and trends, and of course I want my kids to have everything like that as well. But so I'm going to tell you the things that caused me to have the faith that I have. So when I was 18, I was in a car wreck. I was coming home from a local junior college, and I was critically injured. I was in the hospital well over a month. Finally got to come home, and that was a miracle in and of itself. I knew from that point I had to have faith to either move forward or quit. So what do you do in those options? You move forward. You have faith that you can make it. So I decided at that point, it kind of confirmed my choice to be a speech-language pathologist, which I still am a speech-language pathologist. I'm limited on what I can work now because I am disabled, but this past year there were some days where I would actually work 4 different jobs as a speech therapist in 4 different brick and mortar businesses. Very, very rewarding. Needless to say, I feel like the faith I had through the wreck and the inability to communicate led me to a job that helps me to communicate ultimately. The other hardship, well, there's a lot of hardships. The second hardship, I guess you could say, that was major in my life was when I had a stillborn son. His name was Joseph David. He was born December 14th, 2005. He's about to have a birthday, and it's hard to imagine having a son that old. I do have a 21-year-old son. He lost his brother. I can remember him rubbing my tummy and, expecting a brother, but ultimately he was born straight into the hands of God. Then, after that, a few years later, I had my daughter. And if it weren't for my son passing, I never would have had a girl. I never would have had my daughter. So that's my second hardship that gave me faith that I could persist. So I had been through several years of fighting and keeping the faith that I was going to do great things in the world of speech pathology. And I have. And I love my job. But in 2010, my healthy son, Austin, was diagnosed with cancer. That's the worst words any mom could ever hear. Besides, I believe the other worst words a mom who has a child with cancer could hear would be that your child is relapsed and there's nothing we could do. That's a very common word. But throughout that entire ordeal, I would have never made it had it not been for my faith in God and knowing that I was going to have my son forever with me on earth and not lose another son to heaven. So my faith got me there. I'm saying all this. I'm going to sum it up shortly. But we went through many years of fighting with his disorder, going to many specialists, many different doctors. He's still here. He lives at home with me now, and it's great. It's great to have him. It's hard to support another adult, though, financially. So in 2015, 16, my husband and I ultimately divorced because we had been through so many hard times together. I only mentioned a few, but everybody goes through hard times. But I had faith then that the Lord had something better for me. So yeah, I had that faith. Still, I did question, what is he trying to create a Mack truck out of me? Am I going to be a Mack truck because I'm so tough, because he's put me through all of these trials, like so many. Went through several years of custody battles and things that no parent wants to go through. Ultimately, I'm left with a huge house that we built together that I have to pay for by myself with my own income. but I have faith that I can do it for my kids. I'm keeping this house because there was going to be one thing that was stable for my children, and it was going to be this house that was built on family land out in the country. It's my heart. It's my son's heart. It's my daughter's heart. In 2020, COVID year, that's the year I had to go out on disability because after my vaccines and after COVID, I developed an autoimmune disorder, got really sick, I couldn't work as much, so I have a disability retirement that I draw every month, but it's not enough to do anything but pay my mortgage. I can't buy food, I mean, if it weren't for my mom and my sister who lives in California, I wouldn't be here. Like, financially, we'd be living in a cardboard box, for real. But I have found a new program. It's Legacy Digital Marketing, and I have faith that I'm going to do really well with it. I'm going to try hard. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to keep putting content out there. If you want to watch my videos and laugh because you're from this area and you think, oh, she's crazy, she done gone cray-cray. I did get wittiest in high school. I know I'm not that witty anymore because my hard times have kind of, lowered me down a little bit. But I do have faith that with the digital marketing community, I'm going to be able to sell my services better. I'm going to be a better speech pathologist. I'm going to learn better organization skills. I'm going to learn how to navigate the social media world. So if you want to find out my little secret about making money from home, how to make money from sitting at home on your phone, on your computer, which you're going to be doing every day anyway. Most people spend a minimum of 2 hours on their phone. Why don't you just message me? Message me or go to my website at This Mama Tried. I named it that because I've always tried, and I've always kept the faith. I know you can too. So contact me if you want information. More information. Thank you.